This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of another purge of the BS, sanctioned by the First Amendment. Frustration levels 0 to 100 have been authorized for use during this purge. All weapons are restricted. Government officials have not been granted immunity from the purge of the BS and shall undoubtedly receive the smoke. Commencing at the sound of the gong, any and all BS, especially unnecessary goofiness, will be purged without consequence. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be available, but they will be busy because they too will be watching the purge of the BS. Blessed be those who have already been victims of some BS. May God be with you all.
We can enter any home we want, and we will not. Because wanting is our will on this fine night. Don't force us to hurt you. Please just let us purge. To the extent.
Shouts to IMZ already in the chat. Getting ready to purge this BS. Let's go. You better find someplace else to go.
I got a wicked sweet tooth tonight. And I want my candy back.
I believe we are prepared to purge. Thank y'all for joining into another purge of the BS. I am your host, Papa Purge, Mr. Hayes. I'm here to escort you into the next level of purge. It is Tuesday, and it's been a scrappy week so far. So I want to send a special shout to everybody that's already in the chat. All the people on the side, make sure you hit the subscribe. Make sure you jump into the chat. Let us know where you're from so that we can purge the available BS. Special shouts to Purple Groovy jumping in the chat right there. Another one of the mod squad. Let's go. Al Bond, I see you, bro. Let's go. All right. We ain't going to take too much time with this because y'all know I got shit to do. But we must purge this BS. So we got a loaded episode for you today. We got power trips, dirty tricks, and just straight up lunacy going on right now. We got RoboCops in Miami. We got stalker cops abusing their exes. I mean, I got so much to purge. It's crazy. Special shouts to Red Talk Anna for stopping into the chat nice and early. I like this. This is setting up just right. We got all the good ingredients for a good discussion today. Now, before I get all the way into the whole situation, some of the folks, if you haven't been in the Discord, right? I just gotta let y'all know. I got hit for another video. Okay? Apparently, let me just let you know, for anybody that's not into doing YouTube content creation, YouTube is very sensitive about kids, which is interesting because normally, I'm not even gonna say normally, when I speak about the children, I'm talking about protecting the children or someone assaulting the children. And for whatever reason, those sensitive topics, not supposed to really talk about that. But I feel that a lot of times it's necessary because the kids are the future. So if we stop generational curses from moving forward, I think that would be a net benefit for the whole entire population. But apparently it's a very sensitive topic. So for those that have not seen that particular short, you know what? I'm going to put the link in there for anybody that feels like checking it out and coming right back, because it'll lead you right back. You hit the link that's in it, and it'll lead you right back to this live. So seriously. So first of all, don't forget to check out the Discord, and here is the short link, okay? Now, anybody that wants to go over there and spend 60 seconds over there, I'm not going to wait for you to come back, but what I'm saying is if you hit the related video in it, it'll bring you right back over here, okay? For anybody that wants to do that. All right, so hold on a second. Let me make sure I got this thing right. How's it doing all that? Copy the damn link. There we go. That should do it. All right. So now, let's get into this actual purge that we have going on here. We're going to just get started because I just was given the information that the new RoboCops are hitting the streets of Miami. So apparently Miami has a set of autonomous police vehicles. I think they're just to, kind of scare people away, but they move around. They're not just sitting there on a corner somewhere with like a dummy cop in there. Like they're actually moving around the street. So you don't know who's in there. So you're going to respond and react as if it's the police. So let me bring this on over to you guys so you can see the story here. All right. So the Autobot cops are what is new in Miami. Anybody ever been to Miami would understand that this might be the good place to sort of roll this out. Nice streets, a lot of sunlight. And honestly, if it's just a camera, it's just Google Earth, Google Earth with a police siren on the top of it. Car just riding around, taking pictures. So let's see how the folks feel.
In Miami, police say this is the future of law enforcement.
This vehicle is going to give us touch points with the community that we have never had before.
If you look past the flashing lights and logos, it's clear this is no ordinary police cruiser. This prototype SUV was designed to launch a drone, read license plates, and send live infrared video back to HQ, all without needing a police officer behind the wheel. The Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office says this is the nation's first autonomous police vehicle. The South Florida Department is rolling out the experimental vehicle thanks to funding from the policing lab.
What we're ultimately trying to do is to give the sworn officers the capability to make the best decision out there.
For now, Miami-Dade will essentially take the vehicle on a PR junket, seeking community input before it regularly patrols neighborhoods. If and when that day arrives, designers say this vehicle will offer a lot.
They don't need to be focused on driving and looking for animals, children, pedestrians running out into the road. The vehicle's going to watch those vulnerable road users and let the officer look for crime.
The easy-to-operate tethered drone gives police a bird's-eye, up-close view, even in the shadows. The car can also patrol targeted areas, deterring bad actors without Sheriff Rosie Cordero-Stutz needing to send actual deputies.
All right. I got to pause here. I wanted to get enough context going so that I could comment correctly here. Okay. So you just have a drone cop car running around snitching. Basically, that's what they want. They want or multiples. So you just, folks are outside doing whatever. That car rolls by, takes a picture. They got facial recognition going on. It's reporting back. And then the real police show up, apparently. Let's just say this. This is dangerous because it could get something wrong and send people to go do something they don't really need to do. Start there. Secondarily, Can you imagine getting pulled over by the autonomous cop? like, instead of the officer having to get out the car, he just emails you your ticket like on your phone from behind you. He's giving commands through a speaker, never actually gets out of the car. This could happen. But the main thing I want you to realize is they're just sending out like a snitch bot. Just a snitch bot. Ride around, take some pictures, hey, snatch some license plates if you see them, you know, let's run some tags. If you see some, you know, expired tags, you can let us know. Just driving around the street snitching, just chilling and snitching. As if we don't have enough officers to do certain things. Now, here's the funny part is I didn't really think AI would take over police officer stuff this fast. I hadn't really thought about the autonomous vehicle reporting back to HQ. I'm thinking more like RoboCop, like actual RoboCop, you know, part man, part machine, all cop, that guy. But this is a step in that direction because they can start with the automated vehicle and then you can put one of them Tesla Optimus bots in there once they militarize those, because that's coming. They'll arm them. And you put one of those in the driver's seat and then you can, you know, deploy a whole crew of them out of this autonomous vehicle that can come and meet them somewhere else. They ain't even got to get back to the car. The car can meet up with them if they're chasing after some people. Yeah, it's dangerous. It's dangerous, but I'm gonna humor it because of the comedy of the possibility of getting pulled over by a car with no cop in it. That to me is like when they say we saw him going this fast and that's how he got this ticket, right? Is the automated cop gonna be in court? Like it's gonna show video? Be like, I observed the subject running through the yellow light, you know, and it'll just be some autonomous voice talking that shit. I don't know.
I would probably say that this vehicle will allow 5 to 10 deputies to go about other business that they might otherwise not be able to do.
The policing lab says the car can also help streamline arrests,
Fingerprint, 10 digits.
and relay real-time data.
Why they got fingerprints on the back of the thing? Is the car gonna pull you over and say, hey, come around back, put your hand on this thing right here? As a matter of fact, there's a set of cuffs off to the side. Go ahead and put yourself in those real quick, zip them tight, hop in the back seat. I got a trip for you. This is like, come on now. We're handing over a little too much here. All right. I'm just saying.
Bus collision, an active shooter. You position this vehicle, and this information can be fed directly back to a command center for decision making.
The autonomous vehicle industry has faced questions about safety for years. Designers say this new law enforcement model would not engage in a high-speed chase without a deputy driving.
This will never go lights and siren, exempt from the rules of the road autonomously.
Technology like 360-degree cameras also raises privacy concerns. Civil society groups like the ACLU have long been suspicious of police using surveillance tech such as drones. Miami-Dade Sheriff says her department is using technology that's everywhere.
We're all on camera all the time, everywhere we go. I think that what we're doing is embracing what's already part of our lives and using it in a way that helps to improve our community.
And we may not even be able to imagine some future triumphs and pitfalls on an uncharted road.
The Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office says during the pilot program, this vehicle will be assigned to its Community Affairs Bureau. But the sheriff tells me if there's a crisis, they'll put this vehicle to work. Jesse Kirsch, NBC News, Miami.
All right, Jesse. Appreciate your story there on the Autobot cops in Miami. And I just, like I said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I think it's a cool story, something to kind of look out for, because if it works well in one place, we all know how America is. They'll roll it out somewhere else. And before you know it, this will be the thing. You'll just have these Autobot cops riding around, and people will start to recognize what the cars look like. They'll be like, oh, man, there go Autobot cop. And, you know, they just be chilling on the side. Let them ride by, let them ride by. Matter of fact, hide your face, yo. They got facial recognition, man. I got a warrant, you know? So I see that this is coming. Hey, thanks for stopping in as well, Red Talk Anna. I'm thanking you for stopping in, but I'm being honest. I think that this will roll out very soon if there's no problems with it. Now, they did say it's not going to get into a high-speed chase, but that remains to be seen without a deputy in there. Now, what if the deputy's in there, but the car's still driving itself? And if I'm the deputy, I don't want to be in the car when the car's driving itself. Shouts to IMZ for the super chat. IMZ says, Purge on. Yes, the Purge is on. So we're purging this BS with this police officer car that's got automatic fingerprinting, facial recognition, license plate scanning, and all types of snitchery technology available at all times. It's not going to sleep. It's going to be catching people with stolen cars, or at least reporting where the stolen car is. It could be helpful. It could be helpful, you know. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. At least we know it's not going to start shooting unarmed people and beating the shit out of folks in the middle of the street. We know that. Okay? So there's that. Nonetheless, get to the next thing. Yeah, I know. That's how I get in trouble. That's how I get in trouble, is because I say stuff like that. Now, the question is, do I care? And the whole point is no. So that's why we do it. This is the fun thing. So this next segment is a little interesting. This one got sent to me because we've been talking a lot about AI over here. And apparently that's the talk of the town lately, especially with the Sora app and all that kind of stuff. But truth be told, it's all around us. It's running the algorithms now, and it just is what it is. So the dude, Sam Altman, might not know who Sam Altman is. If you're not into tech like that, you might not know. But he's like the Open AI CEO. He's the lead guy there. And he ended up on Tucker Carlson's show. And Tucker Carlson basically asked him if he took out a whistleblower. Like he really did. I didn't know that's what he was going to say, but I saw where the conversation was going. I said, I got to bring this to the folks. Because you got to have some pretty big cojones, right? To just literally ask somebody, hey, did you take that guy out? Like on your TV, on your TV show. Special shouts. Thank you, Red Talk Anna. I appreciate you for saying you love the show. We're over here trying to do something. Y'all got to check this out, because I've never been in an interview where, I mean, maybe I just haven't interviewed enough people. That's what I'm saying. Because I've never asked anybody if they took somebody out. Like, hey, that guy, did you maybe a little something? You didn't call nobody? So let me show y'all the clip. Make sure I got it right here. Tucker Carlson asked the tough questions. Now, the clip is 7 minutes, and y'all know my attention span with this shit is not that long. So we will not be watching 7 minutes of Tucker Carlson and Sam Altman, two people who might have a great conversation, but I guarantee it could also put you to sleep at night. Just saying. Except for when Tucker starts laughing, his laugh is kind of scary to me. It's very maniacal. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. That's how you laugh, but we'll see if he laughs in this. Check this out. All right, what do we got here?
So you had complaints from one programmer who said you guys are basically stealing people's stuff and not paying them, and then he wound up murdered. What was that?
Yo.
Also a great tragedy. He committed suicide.
Do you think?
Hold on a second. I just got to bring it back, because he comes in hot. He comes in real super hot right off the top there. Like right off the top. Hey, there was a guy who was talking some stuff, and then he came up missing. What happened with that? Like, what's that about? What's up with that? Was that you? That was you? All right.
So you had complaints from one programmer who said you guys were basically stealing people's stuff and not paying them, and then he wound up murdered. What was that?
Also a great tragedy. He committed suicide.
What was up with that?
Do you think he committed suicide?
I really do.
Have you looked?
This was like a friend of mine. This is like a guy that, and not a close friend, but this is someone that worked at OpenAI for a very long time. I was really shaken by this tragedy. I spent a lot of time trying to, read everything I could, as I'm sure you and others did too, about what happened. It looks like a suicide to me.
Why does it look like a suicide?
It was a gun he had purchased. It was this is like gruesome to talk about, but I read the...
All right, hold on. I got to pause it right here, okay? When you go on these interviews, don't they tell you what they're going to talk about? Like, don't they say we're going to ask these questions about this topic, and it allows the person to kind of prepare their answers and responses? Well, I'm inclined to believe that he knew he was going to ask at least one question about this whistleblower person that came up unalived. The dude, Sam Altman, is definitely not trying to answer, hey, it was suicide. And he's like, oh, you really think that? No, I'm sorry, but he's really the way that he's asking him the questions is as if he, like, come on, man, you really think that? Really? Why do you think that? Oh, really? It was just no. Tucker wrong for that, man. And I know he told the man he was going to ask some questions, but he must not have told him he was going to go down this street. Because this guy definitely looks like he is not trying to go down this street.
Right. That's right.
Medical record, does it not look like one to you?
No, he was definitely murdered, I think. There were signs of a struggle, of course. The surveillance camera, the wires had been cut. He had just ordered takeout food, come back from a vacation with his friends on Catalina Island. No indication at all that he was suicidal, no note, and no behavior. He had just spoken to a family member on the phone. And then he's found dead with blood in multiple rooms. So that's impossible. Seems really obvious he was murdered. Have you talked to the authorities about it?
I have not talked to the authorities about it.
And his mother claims he was murdered on your orders.
Do you believe that?
I'm asking.
I mean, you just said it. So do you believe that?
I think that it is worth looking
questioning.
into.
Right, it's worth some questions.
I mean, if a guy comes out and accuses your company of committing crimes, I have no idea if that's true or not, of course.
That is hilarious.
And then is found killed and there are signs of a struggle, I don't think it's worth dismissing it. I don't think we should say, well, he killed himself when there's no evidence that the guy was depressed at all. I think, and if he was your friend, I would think you would want to speak to his mom.
I would think you would want to do that.
I did offer, she didn't want to.
Oh, she didn't want to talk to you, huh?
So, do you feel that, when people look at that and they're like, it's possible that happened, do you feel that that reflects the worries they have about what's happening here? Like, people are afraid that this is like...
I haven't done too many interviews where I've been accused of like...
Oh, I'm not accusing you at all. I'm just saying...
No, he is accusing him, or at least accusing him of not being honest about what he's seeing in the report. He may not be accusing him of actually committing the crime, but he is accusing him of being ignorant or trying to act oblivious to some obvious shit. So I'm going to be honest. Tucker Carlson got some big balls doing this, because if you really think this guy took somebody out, what makes you think he won't take your ass out if you get to chatting it up a little bit too much? So I'm just saying, if Tucker truly believes that, he may want to tread lightly. Just being honest. If you think that this guy got the power to make a couple of phone calls and people come up missing, you might not want to push too much further. And he just said, hey, I've never been, ain't nobody accused me of, this ain't never happened before. You heard him say it. He hit his limit. He said, all right, this mother is trying to tell me I did something. What?
This is like...
I haven't done too many interviews where I've been accused of like...
Oh, I'm not accusing you at all. I'm just saying his mother says that. I don't think a fair read of the evidence suggests suicide at all. I just don't see that at all. And I also don't understand why the authorities, when there's signs of a struggle and blood in 2 rooms on a suicide, like, how does that actually happen? I don't understand how the authorities could just kind of dismiss that as a suicide.
Because Sam Altman got money.
You understand how this sounds like an accusation?
Yes.
Of course. Do. And I certainly, let me just be clear once again, not accusing you of any wrongdoing.
Yo, the fact that you're saying this, Tucker, I'm not accusing you of anything, but it really does sound like he is. Or at least accusing the man of having some information or looking at the information totally wrong. Like, because he said, well, no, it was a suicide. And he's like, bruh, there's blood in opposite rooms. There was a sign of a struggle. Was he fighting with himself? Like, none of that makes sense. What do you mean that? So I think Sam Altman probably, see, it was no win for him. He trapped him in. Because if he would have said that he didn't agree with the medical examiner situation, then that would have sounded like he was going against the medical examiner. So I guess better to go against Tucker Carlson than the medical examiner who's saying that something was a suicide, and that would basically make it so you're not liable at all for that. But Tucker's pushing. I'm going to give him about 30 more seconds. But yeah, he did it. He is accusing the man. I heard that's what happened, and I said, no, he didn't accuse this man of setting up somebody on his show. And he did. Tucker, you did. even with your hairstyle, and they need to work on that. They can do better with his hair. They don't have to do this thing. This is what was set up by somebody getting paid and not paid enough. Tucker Carlson is like 50, right? He can do better with that. Come on, man. Get your drip together, bro.
How the authorities could just kind of dismiss that as a suicide. I think it's weird.
You understand how this sounds like an accusation?
Of course.
Oh,
and
yeah, of course.
Let me just be clear once again, not accusing you of any wrongdoing, but I think it's worth finding out what happened. And I don't understand why the city of San Francisco has refused to investigate it beyond just calling it a suicide.
I mean, I think they looked into it a couple of times, more than once, as I understand it. I saw and I will totally say, when I first heard about this, it sounded very suspicious to me.
Yes.
Oh, really? Now you're saying.
And I know you had been involved in.
Was mother
You were asked
reached
to look
out
into
to
the case.
And I don't know anything about it. It's not my world.
She just reached out cold?
She reached out cold.
Wow.
And
it sounds like he don't believe that at all. Oh, so his mother just reached out to you? Like everybody just got Tucker Carlson's phone number to call Tucker Carlson? Or did Tucker Carlson reach out and try to do some investigative journalism, which we would expect him to do, and found out some additional information about how these people felt, and that's why these questions are coming? I get you. The two of these guys they're doing it well. Each of them has a pet peeve with each other, and I can sense it. I can smell the bullshit, right? But the way that they're presenting it, it's like it's upper echelon epic roasting going on between the two of them. But really, if you're not paying attention, you might not even catch that shit. You might not be intellectually able to encompass what is going on right now. Because on the street, if you accuse somebody of taking out somebody, that is a serious accusation. People fight over things like this. People get to fist fighting. And if worse, people get hurt over this. That's all I'm saying. But the way that they're presenting it, it's like, it's at this level where you're like, well, he is accusing you of possibly being involved in that, but he's saying it so nice. He's like, I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just saying it's kind of weird that, like, what was that about? Like, what, they looked into it, but like, they saw the same thing I saw. That was weird. You didn't see that? And then he was like, well, it was a little suspicious. Uh-oh. Now he got him caught in on there. Then he mentioned the mother. Oh, she just called you, huh? His mama just called Tucker Carlson, had you on speed dial, huh? Lying ass. Okay, so both of y'all lying. I smell it. Both of them.
And I spoke to her at great length, and it scared the crap out of me. The kid was clearly killed by somebody. That was my conclusion, objectively, with no skin in the game.
And you, after reading the latest report?
Yes.
Like, look.
I immediately called a member of Congress from California, Ro Khanna, and said, this is crazy. You got to look into this. And nothing ever happened.
Yo, Tucker is dry snitching like hell right now. He's dropping names. He said, I called this person in California, asked them to look into it. They didn't call me back. Oh, man. See, I'm going to say this, and I don't want y'all to get mad at me when I say it. If you do, hey, that's for you to do. I don't want it. If it happens, I don't care. I'm just saying I don't want you to get mad. But I'm hoping that people have learned something from that Charlie Kirk shit. If they want you touched, you will get touched. There are some very, very powerful people out here in the world, and if you get to sniffing around the wrong shit, you will get touched. And you'll have to have what do they call it, a doomsday docket, where if something happens to you, there's a bunch of documentation. Candace Owens got one now too. In case something happens, it wasn't a suicide. Like, they telling you, look, whatever happens, it wasn't that. This is what was going on behind the scenes that y'all didn't know about. And they literally released that information to everybody. So I think Tucker Carlson might need to back down just a little bit. But I'm sure he knew he was going to ask these questions. That's why I'm saying, why would you go on Tucker's show to have this conversation if you don't want to have this conversation? You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just saying. Careful out there, guys. If they want you touched, you get touched. We have learned that. They wanted to touch Trump. They got his ear. which they fixed up nicely for the cover of Time magazine, but whatever. We'll get touched
And I'm
out
like,
here,
what
man.
is that?
What is that? What's that about?
Again, I think this is, I feel
Tell her how you
strange
feel.
and sad debating this and having to
Oh, I'm
defend
not
myself
even
seems
debating
totally
it, I'm
crazy.
just
And you are a
asking.
little bit accusing me, but
He is.
this was like a wonderful person and a family that is clearly struggling.
Yes.
And I think you can totally take the point that you're just trying to get to the truth of what happened. And I respect that.
But don't bring me into it.
But I think his memory and his family deserve to be treated with a level of respect and grief that I don't quite feel here.
I'm asking at the behest of his family. So I'm definitely showing them respect. And I'm not accusing you of any involvement in this at all. What I am saying is that the evidence does not suggest suicide, and for the authorities in your city to elide past that and ignore the evidence.
Yo, I wasn't going to play this whole thing, but just in the future, when they come for Tucker, make sure they remember this interview, because he is definitely crossing the line at this point. And he's saying, I'm doing it for the family. So he's got a moral kind of dilemma that he's dealing with. The family said they believe something. They showed him the evidence of what they believe. He in turn believed something similar and said, well, you know what? I can get that guy on my show and I can ask him about it. And then it'll be for everybody to see. And he is doing that. So this is very, very, very dangerous. This is very dangerous. This is why I don't talk about certain things. I try to stay on, I hate to say it, I try to stay surface, because I ain't got the resources to have security detail if somebody doesn't like what I say over here. But the truth is, it was a little funny. There's been Boeing whistleblowers that have come up missing, and this happens all the time, actually. It just so happens that Tucker cornered this guy and basically was like, look, here's the evidence, bro. Are you really seriously thinking nobody did this? And if you are, why are you trying to dismiss it like that? If you see this same evidence, you should want, if you're saying this person was special to you, you should also want to solve who actually did it if it wasn't this so-called suicide. So he's literally pressing the envelope. I mean, there's no way around this. So this guy could really have a problem with it. But give it 30 more seconds. I just want to see where this ends up.
Any reasonable person would say
Any
adds
reasonable
up to
person.
a murder.
So now you're not reasonable.
I think
Sam
it's very
Altman.
weird, and it
You're
shakes
weird,
the
Sam
faith that
Altman.
one has in our system's ability to respond to the facts.
So what I was going to say is, after the first set of information that came out, I was really like, man, this doesn't look like a suicide. I'm confused. This looks like...
Okay, so I'm not being crazy here at
Well,
all.
but then after the second thing came out and the more detail, I was like, oh, okay.
What changed your mind?
Yeah, what changed your mind, bro?
The second report on the way the bullet entered him and the sort of person who had like followed the sort of likely path of things through the room. I assume you looked at this too.
Yes, I did.
And what about that didn't change your mind?
It just didn't make any sense to me. Why would the security camera wires be cut? And how did he wind up bleeding in 2 rooms after shooting himself? And why was there a wig in the room that wasn't his? And has there ever been a suicide where there's no indication at all that the person was suicidal who just ordered takeout food?
All right. Well, this is what Tucker is trying to say.
I smell bullshit.
That's what he's trying to say. Okay? He definitely smells bullshit. I got to give it to him. He's on to something with this. And the fact that Sam Altman is kind of like dismissing the whole thing, it does look a little funny. But Tucker, I would be very, very careful with that one, bro. Just being honest. This 2025 going into 2026, you will get touched out here messing with the wrong folks. That's all I'm saying. So in the chat, I'm going to ask y'all in the chat. Do you guys think that Sam Altman may have knowledge that there was not a suicide of his whistleblower employee that came up touched? I know how I feel, because they do it all the time. That's what I'm saying. No Reply put it in the chat. This is what they do. This is not new. People with money, power, and prestige do this all the time. They make a phone call to a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy, and things get dealt with crisp and clean. Accident on the highway, whatever. Something crazy, helicopter crash, whatever. They get rid of them when they want to. So Tucker, be very careful, sir. Be very, very careful. All right. So moving right along here, guys. So our next purge, there was a situation, and this is not going to be, this is for my dog lovers, okay? And this video's been going viral from this lady who basically had a problem with a dog being, I guess, sniffing on her on the train. So the dog was in a bag. She's on a train, and she doesn't like the dog sniffing on her, touching her, or whatever the dog was doing, right? And she starts cussing everybody out, and everybody starts cussing her out. So the question became, who's in the right? Is she right for not wanting the dog on her, or is she wrong for being that way about a small dog in a bag? So we're going to go over the clip together, and then we are going to dissect the BS. Okay, we're going to purge the BS of this video. We're going to figure out what's going on. But before I do that, make sure you hit the like button. Do what Red Talk Anna did. Share the live to other forums, such as X, Facebook, if you feel so inclined, Instagram, if you want to go crazy, whatever you feel, okay? So let me bring this thing over to you. And the question is, to dog or not to dog? That is the question, okay? All right, what we got?
You can fuck around and find out when I get off.
Find out, okay.
You shut up. Come and make me shut up. All y'all white motherfuckers, come and make me shut up. All y'all white motherfuckers, yeah, because y'all fucking talking, because he's a white motherfucker, and I'm talking about a dog. If I don't want a dog to touch me, I don't have to let a dog.
I'm venturing to say this is New York. Accent sounds familiar. The hand gesture. If she says dead ass, we already know. But she has not said that up until this point. So we'll continue.
Touch me. If I don't want the dog to touch me. And man, you want to record too? I can record you too, man. You like recording? I can record you too.
You should record yourself yelling.
Let me speed it up.
You like to record? I can record too. You want to record? Who the fuck is y'all? I pay my fucking MTA thing. I don't want no dog on me. I don't have to have a dog on me. You want to record? Huh? Miss Vanilla, you want to record? Come. Yeah, I said it. What the fuck you want to do? What the fuck you're going to do? And then you got a lot of shit to say. Let me record you too.
Right.
I'm going to record you too. All y'all motherfuckers got shit to say. I'm going to record all of y'all. So what if my mouth is foul? I'm a fucking 46-year-old woman. If he come in there with a dog and it's on me, I can say I don't want the dog on me. That dog should be in a motherfucking bag, motherfucking, for the first place.
You're 47 years old.
Okay? That's number one. So mind your business.
All right, I'm going to pause it right here, okay? We're going to unpack the first piece. First and foremost, some people just don't like dogs, okay? You got to be honest about that. Some people are just not big dog fans. Some people have paranoias about dogs. So, to some degree, you do need to respect that, especially if you got a bag dog. This is like a little black, I can't see what type of dog it is, but it's a little black dog, which you might be able to see here in the little corner here. Little black dog, looks cute, cute dog. Obviously not biting or being aggressive, just being a dog in a bag, right? And some people don't like dogs in a bag. So the person with the dog in the bag should just make sure that their dog does not touch this lady, because I don't want my dog to touch this lady because she's crazy. So she might try to hurt my dog. So I don't want the dog to touch her. She's obviously not feeling too well. She's in her late 40s, ringless, upset that she's stuck on the train with a dog. She's having a rough day. You got to just read the room, folks. Sometimes you back down. This is not a human right now. This lady's very upset to the point where she thinks recording other people is like some type of deterrent. I'm recording you too. I hate when people do that. What is that about? Oh, you recording me? I'm recording you. So now we're just recording each other. That's the dumbest shit. But the one good thing about that is when we do this whole let's record each other thing, nobody's fist fighting. We're just looking at each other through our camera screens. So that's actually a safe, that's my battle. My pixels, my megapixels are stronger than yours. Matter of fact, I'm going to turn my light on. Put my light on and record you with my light on. Like, that's fine if that's what we're going to do. But I'm just saying, we got to respect that some people don't like dogs. So if your dog is on this lady and she doesn't want the dog on her, out of respect, back up 2 steps or whatever, and you don't put the dog on the lady. This seems like an avoidable situation to me. If she's throwing this much of a fit about the damn dog. Now, if my wife was standing here, she'd be trying to pet the dog. She would be trying to pet the dog. Oh my God, this dog is so cute. So different responses for different people. But this lady would want to hurt the dog. If she had an opportunity, she would snap that dog in 2. So get your dog away from her, and then we resolve the issue. Let's see what else we got.
Mind your motherfucking business.
The dog right in her face. Do y'all see the dog right here?
I'm getting off that Bedford. He getting off too. Nah. So I'm getting off that Bedford. I'm just letting you know. I was talking to my husband, bitch. What the fuck you talking?
Oh, she got a husband.
So call the police. Oh, now you want to act like a victim. That's what y'all Negroes do, right? That's what y'all do. You want to talk shit, and now you want to be a male Karen and act like a victim now. Oh, let me call the cops. You told me that you ain't the one to fuck with, right? Right? You was talking shit. Call the cops. Call them. I wouldn't give a fuck. Call them. You was talking a lot of shit. Sometimes the cops is upstairs.
Now, I do have to pause it for a moment because I hope she did not make an imaginary call to an imaginary person. But she is a little crazy. So I won't put it past her that she could have made an imaginary call where it's hard as hell to get service on the damn subway train, at least the underground ones. Hard as hell. She picked up the phone like it was nothing, made a quick phone. I'm about to get off at Bedford. Like, where is this person at that they can get to you that fast? She may have made a ghost call. I don't know. I just saying. But the dude with the dog, why don't the people around the person say, hey, guy with the little black dog, come over here so you don't have to have your dog in this lady's face? Seems like a resolvable issue. This is the bullshit I be talking about. Sometimes, yes, people are out of line. People be overreacting. But some shit we can resolve with just a couple of really small movements. And then none of that becomes an issue anymore. But instead, let's just antagonize this lady who's obviously pissed off by putting this little cute-ass dog in her face. And I don't know why she doesn't like this cute-ass dog. But the point is she don't. So let's not do this. That's all I'm saying. So we got good video. Great.
You told me that you ain't the one to fuck with, right? Right? You was talking shit. Call them out. Call them. I wouldn't give a fuck. Call them. You was talking a lot of shit. Sometimes the cops is upstairs. Call them. You did. You said I'm not the one to fuck with. Don't act like a victim. When you say you're not the one to fuck with, if your door touch me, I can touch your door. But if you say you're not the one to fuck with, you telling me you about that shit. Come on, get the fuck out of here. You want to act like a victim? Get the fuck out of here. Go call it. Yeah, go call it. Yeah, that's why you don't talk shit. That's why you don't talk shit. I don't give a damn if you call the cops. Call them.
What are you calling the cops for?
Call them. Hey, sometimes they upstairs too. Call them. Call them.
So if the dog gets on her back or something, I would have lost it. Damn it. Where's AI when you need it? The dog jumping on her back right there, maybe pulling her hair or something, that would have been awesome as a finisher to that video. But I'm just going to say my piece, and I'm going to keep it moving, because you're dealing with a young lady in New York who is dead ass about the shits, right? This person's threatening to call the police. The police for what? Nobody's fighting. She just don't want the dog touching her. You apparently don't mind your dog touching this lady who might be crazy and might try to hurt your dog. So that's your problem. You got to stop that. Not everybody likes your damn dog. But the point is, I'm calling police. For what? and waste the police's time with this dispute? And the police are going to say, hey, I mean, you know, some people don't like dogs. That's what they're going to say. So if that's a thing, maybe you should just back up and not have the dog on the lady. This seems so easily resolvable. I mean, I get it. You love your dog. Your dog is family to you. I have dogs, so I understand this. But I also don't let my dog be all up on everybody because not everybody likes dogs. And if they do something to my dog, I'm going to be upset. So to avoid me getting upset by them doing something to the dog, I just don't be just putting my dog around everybody. I'm sorry. So people can be upset, this lady's rude and blah, blah, blah. But let me tell you what, if I don't want your freaking dog touching me, I don't want your freaking dog touching me. And if you keep letting the dog touch me, it's a form of disrespect. And I don't tolerate disrespect. Like if your dog is drooling all over my kid's head or something like that, and I'm like, yo, can you back up? Your dog is drooling over my kid's head. So all of these people in this train, y'all are crap. Because you could have easily just gave this guy a different place to stand, and that would have resolved the whole issue. But instead, y'all want to sit there with trying to do all this. Oh. What if he would have wilded out? What if she would have wilded out? What if she had something in her purse? See, we don't think, man. That's the problem. Everybody just wants to watch bullshit occur, but they don't want to purge it. This was an easily resolvable situation. Easily resolvable. Now we talking about the police, and I'm not the one to fuck with. Man, shut all the fuck up. Both of y'all. You too loud, and you being disrespectful with your little ass, cute ass dog. Okay? That's it. That's all. That's the bullshit. On to the next thing. Peace on that. Jeez. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. Okay? I love dogs. I do. I love my dogs. But my dogs people don't all love dogs. Get your damn dog off of people, man. Hell out of here with that. And then they want, this lady, she doesn't love dogs. Shut up. Let's keep it moving here. So the next thing we got, sorry, that one touched me. That one touched me in a special place. Pause. But it's because I love dogs. But I understand, like, I don't love everybody dogs. Just like kids. I love my own children, but I don't love everybody kids. You know what I'm saying? I love the kids. I don't want nothing bad to happen to the children. Let me explain that correctly. But like my own children is one thing. When you bring somebody else's children into the mix, they got DNA and generational curses that you don't know about. And you got to deal with that. So that's why I'm like, the same way with dogs, same way with kids. I like my dogs. I don't like everybody's dogs. I like my kids. I don't like everybody's kids. Okay? Simple as that. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. I'm not sorry at all. If you don't like that, that's a problem that seems like you need to deal with it. But speaking of problems we need to deal with. Okay. This next clip, and before I get into it, make sure y'all hit the damn like button, please. Thank you very much for those who shared the the live as well. And no reply, you're right. Not a single man on the train to say, hey man, chill out. Because it was a dude versus the lady. So somebody should have checked the dude at minimum because it was a dude. Now, if you listened to his voice, he may have been a different type of dude. And sometimes that gets confusing because am I supposed to treat you with the respect of the pronoun that you're asking me to use, or what are we dealing with here? Not sure. So either way, easily resolvable. Easily resolvable. That's such an easily resolvable situation. Like, damn dog. Like, dog, man. And then we don't have no problem. 2 steps back would have been all that it would have taken. So anyway, let me get y'all to this next one. Apparently, this is going to take you to be more on this one. And I don't know about you guys, but when I used to work as a waiter, every once in a while, somebody would do the bullshit of leaving without paying, right? And I don't remember them. I remember them one time attempting to take some money out of my paycheck in regards to this skip bill. It didn't happen right away. It was like 2 weeks later. They not even tried. They took some money out my paycheck. over a bill that somebody skipped on. And let's just say this, I was a lot younger, less poised in general. So my response was somewhat on the loud, obnoxiously violent side. And there was a destruction of property, okay? It happened. I was young. But the point is, since they took the money out my check, I figured that I owed them some destructed property for the amount of money that they took out my check. How it happened. So in this one, apparently, this young lady gets hit by her company for somebody skipping out on the bill. Check this out. Dog off. All right, so let's see what this lady's got.
To you bum ass bitches.
Ooh. Came in a little hot.
To you bum ass bitches that is real. Can't believe I'm crying. I'm so fucking frustrated because why would you do that? Like, why the fuck are you such a fucking bum ass bitch that you would come to somebody's establishment and run out on a fucking bill not knowing what happens after that? Nothing good is gonna come to you bitches. I swear to God, y'all all look crummy as a fucking bitch, yo. Fuck the one bitch fucking leave. I was on the fucking floor.
You know, I'm inclined to believe that she had excellent customer service. You know, the way that she's so eloquently putting her words together and her concepts, how she feels. She was probably the best server they had ever seen with pink hair and braids in their lives. And for them to ditch on her. Now, here's the funny part. We're going to ask a couple of questions, and it's not racist. It's just us asking questions. But just based on location and the way that things are being stated, I'm inclined to believe that the folks who were at the table that she's talking about were also women of color. Okay? We're going to say it that way because I don't want to piss off anybody. But some city girls, okay? Is that acceptable? Some city girls was at the table, and it was a city girl serving city girls, and I feel like there may have been more to it, but I'm just saying.
Or like the bitch fucking weave was on the fucking floor. That's how crummy this bitch looked, yo.
I should have known.
I swear to God. And my manager is such a piece of shit. Like, he's such a piece of shit trying to make it seem like it's my fucking fault, bitch. It's not my fault. I did everything I was supposed to do. I checked up on them bitches and it was gone 2 fucking seconds. Fuck you want me to run after these bitches? I'm not doing that. That's not in my job description, bitch. You got me fucked up. I swear to God, I'm not going for none of this. I'm not going for this shit. Like, I'm not.
All right. Well, I'm not necessarily going for the thing through the nose right there. But hey, different strokes, different folks. Let's just be honest here. It sounds like, what is this, the Krusty Krab? Krusty Krab? No, Crafty Krab. The Crafty Krab. So the Crafty Krab apparently has very high standards for their wait staff. And if you're in the area, make sure you come check out this young lady. Well, actually, I think she's probably not there after this video. But I'm not excusing the people that ditched, okay? But have you ever had really, really bad customer service and you be mad that you about to pay for this meal? You know, like the food is crap, the service is crap. You're like, man, I can't believe I'm about to pay. And this is a seafood spot. So you're going to pay at least $50 to $100, you know, depending on how many people you got. Is it just you? You got you and somebody else. You're getting the seafood boil, whatever you're doing. But have you ever had service so bad that you didn't even want to pay for the food? Me too. And the difference is I just don't act on shit like that. I'm like, yeah, I know this person got a family to feed, so I'm gonna still take care of that. But you ain't getting 20% gratuity out of me, but I'll take care of it. These ladies probably got bad service. I'm just saying. I'm not saying they're excused. I'm just saying that they had a discussion at the table. We about to ditch on this bitch, is what they said. They probably had some back and forth. This lady saying she did everything she was supposed to do. And honestly, if these women were in like night clothes coming from the club, they're not even that fast if you wanted to run after them. And truth be told, the manager dude should have been running after them, not this lady. It would have been weaves and pink hair all over the streets of Baltimore that night. We can't have these things. But what I will say is, I've had some really bad service and didn't want to pay for the food. I'm not saying these women were right, but imagine that the service was that bad. What would you do? You were a Ratchet City girl with your weave falling out at the Crafty Crab. All right?
This nigga talking about pay half. As soon as I said, bitch, that's illegal, he was like, oh no, we don't gotta do that. Yeah, bitch, don't fucking play with me. It's enough shit y'all get off on in this fucking establishment. You're not about to make me pay for a $200 bill, bitch. You're not.
200.
You got me fucked up. And I was so nice. I was so fucking nice to y'all. Like,
was she? She was so nice. Is it on her scale of nice? Because there's different niceness scales. There's a scale of like human niceness, and then there's like savage niceness. You know, there's like the niceness of a wolf that could rip your face off. That's a different niceness than the niceness of like a toddler who loves their mommy and hangs on their leg. It's different. But she's saying she was nice. I'm inclined to believe that she did the best that she could considering her circumstances when it came to her customer service, okay? This woman obviously has a job, and she goes to this job to work, and she serves food to people. And whatever level of poise or prestige she's going to exude, she probably does that at every table. She might be one of them waitresses, or I'm sorry, wait staff. I don't know what the hell we call people. Servers. There we go. She might be one of them servers that's real cool, sits down in the chair right at the edge of the table so they eye level with you, you know. And they start telling you some real stuff about what's happening in the kitchen in the back. Like, look, I'm going to tell you right now, don't get steak tonight because Willie is cooking tonight and Willie does not know how to cook steak. But if you want something, you need to get the fish and chips. Like, she could be one of those. I don't know. But she's saying she did everything right. And because of her pink hair and her effort ring, whatever that thing is called, and, you know, just her general demeanor, her humorously blackened lips, I'm inclined to believe that, you know, this reddish hue to her eyes, it just seems like she would be very relaxed. That's all I'm saying.
I was so fucking nice to y'all. That's why I hate bitches. Like, oh my God. Like, I just can't believe that shit just fucking happened to me. Like, y'all bitches is y'all gonna be stuck in fucking Baltimore for the rest of your fucking life. Not gonna do shit. Not gonna go nowhere. Not gonna gain anything. Not even gonna be a fucking. You're not even gonna gain any knowledge besides being a crumb ball. You're a fucking crummy ass bitch, bro. You belong in the fucking sewers. You dumb ass fucking turtle face ass bitches, yo. I swear to God. I swear.
All right, let's just say this. Her roasting skills leave a little to be desired. Some of those adjectives that she used to describe people just didn't make sense. But crusty balls or crumb ball, I like crumb ball. You're going to be a crumb ball, a ball of crumbs off the floor, like a roll of tape, and you roll it across a dirty floor and it gets crumbs on it. That's a crumb ball. So yeah, that's pretty bad. But she did give them some parting words on how she hopes that their lives turn. But like I said, this young lady is probably working her ass off. She may not be the nicest. Aesthetically, she's not as pleasing as some, but she's there. She showed up for her shift, and she's serving y'all this damn crusty crab or crafty crab food. So at minimum, you can pay the bill. Now we can get to a different discussion about tipping, but at minimum, you pay for the food. You ate the food, you pay for the food, you know? So I don't think that they, I mean, it was only $200 though. If you go to a seafood spot and you got a couple of folks with you, a $200 bill is like, that's expected. There's nothing to that. I could just go me and one person to a seafood spot and spend $200 easily. Get the fat ass lobster tail, get the couple of those. Get you a surf and turf with a filet mignon or something like that. Oh my goodness. Whew, got me hungry now. Anyway, the point is, if you are out and about, not just in Baltimore or anywhere else, and you happen to see a young lady that's obviously living her life, she's doing the best she can. She's doing the best she can with her hair and everything. And she's out here just working. Let's just pay the bill. Don't do that. Ladies, whoever you were, Because now you got her crying on the damn internet. They taking money out of her check. We don't know if she got kids and all this other. So just being honest, at minimum, pay for the food, okay? Pay for the food. This is a simple concept. See how simple some shit is? Just pay for the food. You can argue about tips all day, but pay for the food. You ate the food, you pay for food. You ordered food, you ate the food, you pay for the food. If not, I'm going to send her to come get y'all asses. And she looked like she could fight. I'm just being honest. This woman looked like she could fight. So if she would have chased them down, she probably would have got winded because she definitely smokes a lot of weed, okay? But she looks like she can fight. So they're lucky that they got away because this one will put hands on you. Just saying. Yo, no reply. The informational hazard out this joint has already tracked down the Crafty Crab and pulled up the menu, and apparently the loaded crab fries is $9 at that restaurant, which is pretty cheap for crab fries, unless they're using imitation crab meat. And if you're in Baltimore using imitation crab meat, you need to be deported. That's blasphemy, okay? If you are in Baltimore doing anything with imitation crab meat, just kick yourself in the nose. Just do it so nobody else has to. Because that's against the rules in Maryland, okay? From what I know about Maryland, imitation crab meat shouldn't even be allowed across the damn border. Unless it's transporting to Delaware or somewhere else, okay? But anyway, I might try that place out just to see if I can find this lady with the pigtails and see if I can do a follow-up interview with her if the next time I'm in Baltimore, which will be a few weeks from now. So we'll see. Nonetheless, moving to our next thing here because we are running out of time, but we are doing well. All right, so we got a story here, and we got a lot of BS to cover. Woo! All right, I'm not going to spend as much time on the next, but just run through them. Got to get through them. It's so much. It's so much. It piles up, and then I have to it just let it all out. It's like diarrhea. Sorry. I know that's a lot for some, but it's just so much. So in this one, we've got a young lady who got locked up and knocked up. And I'm trying to figure it. So she apparently is using the fact that she was impregnated in prison as a reason to be. Hold on. So was she get pregnant by a CO? Let's find out. I need to know what this is about. I need to know what this is about. Hold up.
Daisy Link. Daisy Link has been a lot of things in her 30 years. A wife, a mother, an accused murderer, and for a time, a scientific curiosity, a medical marvel. In 2022, Daisy shot her husband, Pedro, in the leg in a South Florida alleyway. She says she did it in self-defense after years of abuse. Too bad for her, though, and for Pedro. The bullet hit an artery, and Pedro bled out and died. Daisy was charged with his murder and promptly locked up in the county jail.
Okay.
Her trial began just this week, but it is what happened to Daisy Link while locked up in that county jail in the fall of 2023 that made her such a media and medical sensation. Not to mention, made her a mom. Daisy Link got pregnant. The thing is, she hadn't been in contact with men, and authorities found no evidence of sexual battery. You know, guards.
What are you talking about? She hadn't been in contact with men. What are you talking about? Hold on, man. Hold on. Wait a second. All right, so she's magically pregnant. What does she have? The freaking new Christ baby in jail? Oh, come on. Where are we going with this, guys?
The DNA tests showed something that did make sense, that the father was in fact a fellow inmate. What didn't make sense is that he was separated from her by 2 floors. This is the baby daddy in question. His name is Juan DePaz. And like Daisy, he's an accused murderer. There's somebody for everybody, folks. DePaz's cell was on the 6th floor. Daisy's was on the 4th floor. And jails don't exactly have mixers, you know, on Friday nights. So how on earth did these two even meet, let alone, you know, make a baby? Corrections officials wanted to know the very same thing, so they got down to the nitty-gritty and they investigated.
So what'd they do?
And now my colleague, Brian Enton, has gotten his hands on some video and some handwritten notes and phone calls that really tell the whole story.
All right, let's see what we got.
I know it for a little minute, you feel me? So we was talking, you know, back and forth, and
how were you talking to her?
Not through the vent.
Through the vent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Through the vent.
So how'd they
Anybody
get?
would say I'm crazy, or you talking to the vent? Yeah. And then we was talking, you know, and then we got to know each other better, and then you know, I'm like, now I really want a baby because you know I got a murder and I might never go home, so.
So I'll pick it up from there. The two not only talked through the vent, but they ended up swapping notes through the vent as well. And we got copies of them. Here's one where Joanne writes, "My snuggle wuggle baby girl." You know, I wonder what kind of credit he gets for that.
It gets lonely in the jail. I'm just saying.
Another note looks like a list of baby names. And Daisy says they were able to send their notes through the air duct on a cable that they'd fashioned out of bedding material. And one day, they realized that if they could pass notes back and forth, they could pass other things, more personal things.
What did they pass?
Such as Joanne DePaz's semen.
Oh, my
Stay with
God.
me.
Oh,
DePaz would later tell a
my
reporter,
God.
and I will quote him, "I put the semen in saran wrap every day, like 5 times a day, for like a month straight, and then sent it down the line to Daisy on the 4th
Yo! All right, so he's just sending bags of splooge through the vent, and then what? She just slapping them all over herself, and this is crazy. First of all, but is no one concerned with the future for this child? Like, I can only imagine how this baby's gonna turn out. Both the parents are in jail for M's. So they ain't going nowhere. She's thinking she's going to get out because she's pregnant. You know what? It's just too much. There's semen sent through an air vent, guys. It's tough out here.
floor, who, in her words, administered it with a yeast infection applicator. So yeah, creative. Before this was all common knowledge, the pair even discussed their plans on the phone. Remember, they'd never met face-to-face. So have a listen to that conversation.
Oh, my God.
So you think you're pregnant?
I don't know. I still haven't had my period.
You think that worked?
I don't know. It probably could. I'm telling you, I was supposed to have my period. I don't know.
Damn, babe, have you been doing it for real?
I swear to God on my kids, I do it every time.
Real, for real, like deep, like in there?
Yes.
You make sure it's in there?
Yes, like
I mean, you know, it is creative, Al. It is creative.
Shoot out like a water hose.
It was definitely in me, all the way in there. I did it every time.
Okay, I did hear the laughing. I'm going to ask about that in a minute. But if your head is spinning right now, how would you like to be Daisy Link's mom when her incarcerated daughter broke the news to her by phone? Oh, we have that too.
Under 24-hour lockdown because I'm pregnant.
You're full of
I swear to God.
You're full of This is shocking.
What do you mean? I'm going to sue. I'm going to get out. You know how much I can sue them for? This is all planned. I can get out now. If they would have let me out of the Arthur hearing, I wouldn't have got pregnant.
You know what?
Yo.
You're stupid. Don't talk this phone.
Yo.
Catch that last part? Not the one where she says you're stupid. She says, don't talk something on this phone. Shit. Whether this baby was a love child.
All right, I just, there is a lot to unpack here. Jay Coleman, thank you for stopping in the chat as well. You know, let's just be honest here, folks. This is pretty diabolical, but I have to give some respect for the effort and the understanding that it took to get this done. I have to. Okay? All right? All right. So I'm not gonna dig any further into it because we heard the plot, we heard the scheme, and we heard the mother tell the girl, "You're full of shit." You know why? Because they would expect that wouldn't happen. But we all know that in jails all the time, you know, the COs are normally the ones that end up doing this. Not, you know, they were passing commissary semen back and forth through the air vents. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. But apparently they figured it out. And this guy wanted a baby. She wanted a baby because she figured the baby would get her out. And that's what they did. So she's still got to go to trial for the actual charge that she's in there for. So she's still in pretrial. She ain't even get sentenced yet. Like she's still on the pretrial time with no bond. Getting pregnant in the jail, like it's such a diabolical scheme. But apparently, at least the pregnancy part of it worked. But nobody cares about the child. That child's going to have a very bad life. And I'll be honest with you, this lady, if they say, well, you're not getting out, she might not even want the child to come into this world. And that's just a waste. So that's a rough one. That's a rough one, but I'm going to be honest with you. There's somebody for everybody, apparently. Even if you're locked behind steel and concrete, you too can send your semen through a vent and become a father. Okay? So there's always hope. Stupid as shit, though. Now, the thing is, I thought semen had to be maintained at a certain temperature. I mean, it was in the vent. Maybe there was some heat. It was a heated vent. Probably some heat. Kept it at a good temp when it was being pulled and hoisted. You know? And then she put that hot Cinnabon icing right on in herself. And with the yeast infection applicated. Just the thought, it's a lot to it, guys. But it worked. So if anybody's thinking of doing that, well, we got proof that it actually works, okay? So now we're going to take a trip on the other side of the law. Wild, though. That is a wild one. That's pretty wild. Told y'all we had some shit today, didn't I? We had some shit today. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. I'm just going to run it as soon as I got this one. And this is apparently some officer lady. San Diego police officer must turn in her gun and badge after she stalks her ex. This is definitely a Karen story. Let's see what we got. Crazy Karens with badges and guns. Watch out. Okay, let's see what we got here. And make sure y'all hit the damn like button. Stop playing with me.
A judge has ordered a San Diego police officer to stay away from her ex-husband after finding she stalked him. In August, Team 10 revealed the officer was accused of installing hidden cameras in her ex's home and stalking his girlfriend. She was facing termination until Police Chief Scott Wall overturned that decision. As Team 10 investigator Austin Grabish tells us, the judge says she must now turn in her police-issued gun.
Did you install hidden cameras in your ex-husband's home? Officer Stephanie Cockrell didn't want to answer any of our questions as she...
All right, I'm pausing right there. So she just turns in the gun? Not the badge? Just the gun? Or did she already turn in the badge and she had the gun and she wasn't supposed? I don't know. But they just said the gun. It doesn't make sense. Is she fired? Not fired?
You left a heated hearing in August. Now, a judge has granted her ex-husband Tyler a restraining order. The two San Diego police officers divorced in 2021, but the judge made the decision this month after finding Stephanie was, quote, less credible. The judge's ruling says Stephanie engaged in stalking and harassment. The order requires the officer, who the department says has been working in an administrative capacity, to surrender her service weapon and to stay away from Tyler and his children. Tyler told Team 10 he's, quote, very happy the court was able to see through the lies and look at the evidence, adding it was unfortunate the department did not take her actions seriously. Law professor Sean Fields.
It is interesting that a police officer was found to be less credible because...
Man's got the ponytail on the top. Y'all see him? This is the lawyers of today. See my guy? With the ponytail top, shaved sides. Anyway, let's see what you got to say.
Reflect well on her own professional capacity around the police department in general.
What message does the judge's decision send to the public?
What it tells the public is that nobody is immune from this.
Court documents say that in addition to installing hidden cameras in her ex-husband's home, Stephanie also put tracking devices on his vehicle. In August, I revealed Stephanie was facing termination from the force for stalking, theft, and untruthfulness. But after becoming police chief last year, Scott Wall overturned her looming termination.
So she didn't get fired for it. This is bullshit. So if a dude would have done the same thing to a woman, he would have damn sure got fired. This is bullshit.
He agreed with the commander's recommendation that Stephanie's alleged behavior and what was proven did not justify termination and reduced it to a reprimand.
And it's not the officer's first time getting into hot water with the force. In 2016, she admitted to hacking the phone of an officer she was having an affair with.
What?
Last month, she announced she was suing the police department after she says false rumors spread she had an affair with Wall, which she denies. This summer, I reported the city paid a law firm to launch a secret investigation into allegations against Wall. The city has refused to say what triggered the investigation, but Stephanie says Internal Affairs interrogated her after an anonymous letter to the city council alleged she had an affair. I asked the police department for an interview with Wall so I could learn why he overturned Stephanie's termination. Spokeswoman Ashley Nichols sent a statement that said,
all right, this is a lot. This is a lot. All I'm going to say is the double standard is real. Because if a dude was smashing off multiple people at the police station, having affairs, tracking women, installing hidden cameras in people's places, putting tracking devices on their cars, if any male person, forget if he's an officer, if any male person did all of these things, he would not still have his job as a cop. That's all I'm saying. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Quote, the San Diego Police Department is aware of the order which pertains to a family court proceeding. SDPD cannot provide further comment on personnel matters. I followed up asking if Stephanie turned in her police-issued gun and when Wall was available for an interview, but I didn't get a response.
She is a loyal officer and a mother who has been punished, silenced, and harassed for being a woman in a predominantly male-led organization.
Whoa. She's being punished for being a woman in a predominantly led organization? I would say she's getting special treatment because she's a woman in this predominantly male organization. Because if that was a man doing that, we would have stapled his ass to the wall. You're putting this poor woman through so much, they would have stapled his ass to the wall. But she gets to do it not only to the ex-husband, but apparently to the sneaky link that she had, and now the captain. And granted, this lady who's in the shot is very pretty. This is not the lady. But the lady that they talk about is very attractive. She could definitely use her pretty privilege to manipulate straight men. It is what it is. So I don't want to hear nothing about she's being targeted because she's a woman. If she was a man, the target would have already been acquired and she would have been fired.
Organization.
Were you ever interviewed by outside investigators with a law firm probing allegations that were swirling around the department that you had an affair with Police Chief Scott Wall?
I think we're going to not answer any questions because, to my knowledge, that investigation is still ongoing.
You were in the news about 10 years ago.
See, this is the lady on the left, right? Y'all see her, right? This lady on the left. Definitely not an unattractive young lady. And when it comes to police officers like us, the cops, she looks really good for a cop. So I'm sure she was running through the department, bro. She probably was getting overtime signed off on, all types of stuff. But the whole point I'm trying to make is now all of a sudden they're trying to pull the oppressive woman card when we all know that if a dude did the same stuff, putting tracking devices on a woman's car, installing hidden cameras in her house, fighting her new person, all of it, and harassing and stalking her new person, if that was a dude doing that, we all know how it would be. So I don't want to hear nothing else about that bullshit. I see where they're going from.
For a hacking scandal with Verizon.
So we're not going to be answering any questions.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Stephanie did not return my request for comment this week, but told us last month.
Becoming a police officer is the only thing I ever wanted to do.
Now it seems she'll have to do that job without her gun.
She'll have to do the job without her gun. Did you hear what this idiot just said? Oh, I want to be a police officer my whole life. Well, you can still be a cop, but you just can't have a gun while this restraining order is active. We'll give it back to you in 12 months or however long this thing is, which they probably stated earlier in the video, but I don't care. The reason why I don't care is because it's bullshit. Because if this was a dude, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. He would probably be facing criminal charges. She's going to have a wooden gun like Will Ferrell and the damn other guys. But even then, she's still going to have a job. And I know for a fact, if a gentleman did that, he would no longer have a job. We would have stapled his ass to the wall. And it would have been, nobody would have felt no empathy for him losing his job. If he came up there and said, I wanted to be a cop my whole life, we would have said, well, so what? Sit your little funky ass down. That's what we would have said. So no, I'm not with it. Not with it. I'm done. I don't like her. I don't like the other lady that was talking. They're gorgeous women, but I don't like them. Anyway. All right, we're on this side of the law now. Let's keep going, man. It's just like, Jesus, there's so much. There's so much. What's my timing looking like? I only got so much time. We might not get to all of the BS today, guys. It's just, this is what happens on the Tuesdays because the weekend happens. And a lot of BS happens on weekends. So, piles up by the time we get to the Tuesday situation. With problems. But apparently, since we're on this side of the law now, there's a guy who apparently runs around randomly punching people. and he has finally been arrested. All right, I don't know anything about the story. I don't. But this is what it's saying. Serial puncher.
Exactly, Erica.
Is charged in 6 felonies. Whatever a serial puncher is, we're about to find out. But this guy's a serial puncher. So among other things that you need to look out for out in the world, other than Karenistic cops and debt ditching servers and all this other stuff we've been talking about, or little cute ass dogs in bags, you also have to look out for serial punchers. No reply. It's so much. It's so much. It's so much. Love my boy Shell. He calls me all the time during this podcast. Tune into the podcast, Shell. And you'll know I'm on it, and you won't call me during the midpoint. But anyway, all right. Serial puncher Derek Rucker is charged with 6 felonies. Let's see what.
Exactly, Erica. We've been taking a closer look at his record and asking how this man has been on the streets. He was in court today facing 6 separate felonies for incidents spanning the last 3 weeks. And we just learned as a result of that court hearing, he is being detained.
Good.
You're looking at the lengthy criminal charging history of 37-year-old Derek Rucker dating back to 2006. In court today, facing 5 felony charges for aggravated batteries against women and a police officer. Rucker was arrested Thursday on State Street after police say he struck a 44-year-old woman in the face. The scenes on your screen, the other incidents police say Rucker is behind the past few weeks. Police say he assaulted a Chicago police officer, punched a woman in the face with a closed fist, spit on a woman, and punched a woman in the back of the head on a
Okay, let's start with this. He doesn't like women. I don't know if that means that he's an alternate, as they call it, or if he has some type of pain internally because the ladies don't like him. Maybe he can't get women, so he likes to hit women. I don't know what this guy's deal is, but his issue is with women specifically. So ladies, you gotta look out. There's serial punchers out here that just don't like women.
CTA platform. Video posted on TikTok and obtained by the Chicago Tribune shows police arresting Rucker, the man in blue, in that incident. His criminal history, mostly misdemeanors, charges ranging from battery and assault to trespassing and theft.
This person shouldn't be on the street.
Why? CBS News Chicago legal analyst Irv Miller pointing to one of those misdemeanors that stands out from November of last year.
They knew at that time they did at least 30 arrests.
The police report from that case detailing Rucker spitting on the police officer arresting him after he assaulted a 62-year-old man with a belt and stick, cutting his head. Police said at the time they charged him with a misdemeanor because they couldn't reach his victim. When I asked Chicago police about that today, they reiterated they couldn't reach the victim. But
the problem with that is he was arrested at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and they approved the misdemeanor charge at 6 o'clock at night, and that's not really a lot of time to look for somebody that's the victim of a serious crime.
And get this, Rucker was on felony probation at the time for assaulting a nurse in the hospital months before.
What?
Miller says the Chicago Police Department should have notified the state's attorney's office in that case, and they didn't. Again, the Chicago Police Department only telling me, reiterating that they could not reach the victim in that case, and that's why this was a misdemeanor charge.
All right, so they couldn't reach the victim in the other case, so that's why it was a misdemeanor. So it was still a charge. It was still a violent charge. And he had 30 arrests, and he was known for punching the ladies. Let's just be honest here. This guy shouldn't have been on the street. Let's just take another look at him here. Here he is. All right, this is the gentleman. Now, not trying to judge the guy. Just saying, it's going to be hard to get women to actually want to be around you when this is what you look like. You're going to have to take some time, get you a lineup, get your beard right, bring it down a little bit, maybe wash your face. That's helpful. Whatever that is growing on your lip, you're going to have to heal that up. Whatever that is, that's got to go. You're not going to get any play with that. But the point I'm trying to make is this gentleman has had a rough time with the ladies, and he's lashing out. So at this point, you're either going to have to start an EBT program for prostitution or just keep him away from people because he's lashing out. And he's not going to get any better. He's going to get older and uglier. It's going to be less accessible. And he's beating up women because women don't want to be around him. I see where it's coming from, not justifying it at all. I'm just saying the reason why he can't stand women is because women can't stand him. They see him and they're, Your breath stink. Whatever it is. He's overweight, dirty looking, gets zero play. So he's angry at women. Old women, young, he didn't even care. He's beating up 60-year-olds. This guy is not discriminating based on age. So ladies, not saying you need to give this guy any rhythm, just saying look out for serial punchers out there who apparently hate women because women hate them. Okay? Simple enough. All right, what we got here? All right, let's run through them then. We got a CDL crime. Okay. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for this one, because every time we do something about like a crime scheme, they're like, you're promoting criminal activity on your channel. No, I'm just letting people know what some people are out here doing, not recommending that they actually do it, but just, letting them know, hey, there's folks out here with some pretty interesting schemes. Maybe we can put them into the workforce and they could be helpful in other ways. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. See, I mean, y'all know how I feel about that. I can't get but so graphic on this channel, but I do feel that some people's anger comes from a lack of intimacy and sexual activity from the opposite sex. It really does. Because people be stressing when they can't get none. They do. So let's just be real. This guy might not have had nothing real in years. He's got a lot of pent-up anger. Even the dude in the jail could send his semen up through the vent. This guy can't do nothing with it. He can't do nothing with it. Anyway, I'm sorry. Y'all ain't ready. They're not ready for these guys. Okay. I don't need them to be.
Exactly, Erica.
Where is the other link? No, that's the same link. I don't need that link. I need the other link for the CDL person. All right. So apparently there was a CDL crime. I need to know what it is. I don't know what it is. Please don't ask me just yet. It came to me. Okay.
Prosecutor said.
But it's in Long Island. Oh my God. Y'all ain't ready. Let me tell y'all what happened here. So a young woman or old woman or whatever, a woman goes into the DMV as multiple people and takes the written test for them or whatever test. Basically, this sounds like a good business idea. You're good. You can see that's how I get in trouble. Just watch the story. Just watch the damn story.
Prosecutors say a whistleblower who works here noticed something wasn't right, and that led to a widespread investigation. Look at each person facing the camera in each of these images. They are all the same person, according to prosecutors, who say the woman who posed as all of these different men and women did it for dangerous reasons.
Awesome.
Driving a massive truck through our streets where our children are playing. It is disturbing.
The Nassau District Attorney calls it a corruption ring at the DMV in Garden City. That's where, she says, 35-year-old Jamie Middleton took commercial driver's license, or CDL, written exams for 7 different people. Investigators say that each time she'd use disguises, sunglasses, and surgical masks to look like a different person taking the exam.
For the right price, they'd allow anyone to get a CDL permit.
The DA said 3 workers at the DMV were in on it with Middleton, the test taker, including...
I'm going to say it. It's all black people in these shots. Now, it could be that everybody that is there is black, okay? And so whoever they picked, it would have been a swath of black people. But at motor vehicles, you guys already know. All of these people had a whole scheme going on. This lady right here, she was probably the mastermind. Tawana, the oldest one out of the crew. And they basically had this lady coming in there, knowing that she wasn't the right person, taking tests for other people, and they were getting the cut. This is...
Middleton's sister, Kanesha, a supervisor at the DMV. This shows what happened. According to investigators, workers would have on their computers a photo of the person who was supposed to take the test, but they'd let Middleton, who's clearly not the person on the computer screen, take it instead. She'd split a $1,500 to $3,000 payment for each bogus test with accomplices in the DMV, the DA said. One person Middleton allegedly took the written test for drove a truck based out of this sanitation facility in Hempstead. James Nurse, according to investigators, is the only person whose exam Middleton took who actually got a full license. Why?
Because every driver must take a road test.
Right. And that, at least 2 would-be drivers, Umesh Mohan and Renee Sarwi, failed, say prosecutors.
So they would send somebody in to take the written test, but they still got to take the road test. So if you don't know how to pass the written test, I don't think you should be taking no road test. This is crazy to me that these ladies would knowingly put people on the possibility of being on the road with huge trucks that aren't even properly vetted. Like, this is for what, $1,500 between what, 5 people? That's like $300. That's nothing. That's nothing. You see what I'm saying? For $300, man, you got to be out your mind. You think you're gonna get me doing that for $300? But this guy got a license out of it, so he was actually good enough. He probably couldn't read or something like that, but he could drive the hell out of a truck.
License. Why?
Because every driver must take a road test.
And that, at least 2 would-be drivers, Umesh Mohan and Renee Sarwi, failed, say prosecutors. Everybody allegedly involved faces up to 7 years in prison if found guilty, and this investigation continues.
Okay, I get it.
And women?
So my question here is pretty simple. Is it worth $300 to y'all? It's not worth $300 to me. That's a lot. 7 years possible for each charge? Yeah, that's not worth $300. You can't even really get commissary going with $300 like that. You get you some shorts, noodles and shit, a couple of honey buns. But anyway, all right, let's go to the next one. We are finally getting through it. So, hey guys, if you're one of those people that's doing scams and schemes with motor vehicles for $300, I'm gonna need you to pick your standards up. Like, you got at least a stack per caper is my minimum. Not promoting, just saying I don't understand doing crimes for $300. You can't even bail yourself out with that money. Ridiculous. That's crazy though. That lady must have known that test though. She know that test. She was getting it in. I will say that. She was passing that test for everybody. But they couldn't pass the road test. So that does say some good things, though, for the people who are doing the road testing certifications. At least they're trying to make sure that people are safe on the road. That's why they weren't passing. So this next one, this is a new one to me. Apparently this lady, what's her name, Ava something? She's an OnlyFans lady. I don't subscribe to anybody's OnlyFans, so I don't know who's popular, like on OnlyFans. I don't know anything like that. I'm totally out of the loop. No reply is in there. Don't stitch on yourself, no reply. I'm a retired drug trafficker. I'm a retired trafficker. Statute of limitations that ran out. You better try again. You better find some place to go. So anyway, all right. So some lady on OnlyFans was robbing people. That's what it says. A OnlyFans model rob people. Now I thought that's what they do now. Doesn't everybody rob people? All of the females, they drug the guys and they rob them now. You know, it's equality. Everybody's robbing everybody. So let's see what this is about. Cool, because we only got 2 left after that, so we're going to be good. We're going to make it. So let's see who this lady is and what the hell they talking about.
The only on 5, a woman accused of being the mastermind of a dating app crime spree. The sinister scheme has now unraveled into a longer list of claims from people who say they were robbed by an OnlyFans model. Deputies say Adva Levy targeted older men to steal from them. But tonight, others are coming forward claiming they are victims too.
KTLA's Mary Beth McDade has been doing some digging on this story. She spoke with some of her alleged victims.
Shouts to Betsy Barker for the
through our own
subscription.
investigation, we discovered that she allegedly not only preys on older, wealthy men, but people of all ages, as long as they have money, credit cards, and luxury goods.
Sounds like
I already
anybody
posted
else.
pictures of my bikinis on Instagram for free. Why not try and make money out of my other pictures of my bikini and my feet?
She's appeared in Penthouse and Playboy New Zealand. She claims to be the first top Israeli OnlyFans model, and she's known to drive a Porsche and a Mercedes. But behind all this glamour, Adva Levy is an accused serial burglar. LA County Sheriff's officials say she targets wealthy older men, poses as their girlfriend or companion on social media dating apps, and then burglarizes their homes. Authorities say she's victimized at least 10 men in Malibu.
All right, hold on. Is she the burglar? Like, is she doing some Catherine Zeta-Jones shit with the cat suit on and flipping over the lasers type of burglar? Is she a cat burglar? Because that's kind of sexy. And she could put that content out. Get a first-person camera with some mirrors around. You could make some money off of that. I'm sorry. She's a bad person, okay? She's a bad person. I'm just saying, if we're going to have a product, let's talk about it. I thought she was setting people up, but right now it sounds like she's the one actually doing the burglaries. I have to say, I'm impressed.
In other parts of LA County, she apparently goes by several aliases, including Shoshana, Shayna, and Mia Ventura. Here's Mia appearing on Michael Sartain's podcast called Access Vegas, talking about needing a man who can provide.
I need a provider, a supporter. I need someone strong and dominator because I'm very much of a strong female, so I need someone to be more dominant than me.
Michael tells us while appearing on the special election night show, she stole all the other female panelists' money and credit cards out of their purses, which were in the green room.
She got up at the 45-minute mark.
Yo, did y'all hear that? She basically robbed everybody on the podcast. Yo, she robbed everybody on the podcast. This lady's got a problem. This is something that needs to be fixed with therapy. This woman has a problem. She went on a podcast with like 6-7 other people and stole from everybody. While she was there, she was slipping in and out of purses. She was snatching cell phones. That's crazy work.
She stole all the other female panelists' money and credit cards out of their purses, which were in the green room.
She got up at the 45-minute mark, and she was gone for 20-something minutes and just went through everyone's bag.
Edith Lynn says she was one of the women who Mia stole from that night.
At some point, she went in there and stole from like multiple women, our credit cards, like IDs, cash, anything.
Edith tells us she confirmed Mia was the culprit by seeing multiple attempted charges Mia tried to put on her Amex, including a hair appointment at a pricey Beverly Hills salon, where Mia booked the appointment under Mia Ventura.
I got in contact with the salon and the stylist she booked with, and they gave me the name it was put under. She sent me screenshots of the consultation FaceTime she did with her and like the receipts in her text and everything.
Adult film star Cody Steele says he became one of Mia's victims while the two worked at an LA party company. A group from the company got hired to go to France to work a party and stay together at an Airbnb. He says while he and the others were out, she stole all their luxury items.
She decided to basically rob pretty much every person in that group of essentially anything marked with a designer label.
Yo, you got to tie stuff down when Ava show up, boy. When Ava come to the party, hey, put that up. You got to tuck your chains like Debo and pulled up on the block. She was robbing everybody. Damn.
Called the French authorities, and they made her return the items. Michael says Mia has been a fixture over the last few years at LA and Vegas clubs and charity events, and he says she's known to threaten her victims to keep them from going to the police.
She would threaten to file a false sexual assault charge or say that, the guy offered to pay her money for sex or something to that effect.
According to jail records, Mia, a.k.a. Adva, was arrested for a felony in May and bailed out. It's unclear, though, if that arrest is connected to the alleged burglaries.
Like at this point, everyone knows she's guilty and she's still stealing stuff. This seems like a mental illness.
See, isn't that what I said? It's a mental illness. She needs therapy. She needs therapy. If you can't go to a party without stealing from everybody at the party, you can't go on. You can't go. There's a lot going on in this thing. First of all, there was an adult film star talking. So was they selling adult work? She was on Playboy, so they were selling corn, and she was robbing people at the same time. Obviously, the corn wasn't paying that well if you got to keep robbing everybody, but that's what they're trying to say. Is her problem was mental. She had everything she needed. She had money. She had prestige. She had men falling for her at any time she wanted, but that wasn't good enough. She had to steal people's shit. You know what I'm saying? It was a thrill for her. It probably got the dopamine going, some adrenaline up in her, and it was something that she couldn't get from all this other stuff because people were giving her things. Because she was beautiful, is beautiful. So normally people just give her shit. So she didn't like that. She needed to go steal it. So it would give her more of a thrill. And yes, Al, the business, it was definitely probably some trafficking going on in that. I think they're keeping it quiet because they want to save her reputation. Because I'm sure she still has some money. She still got some people. They're looking for her, but she got money all over the place, so she'll be fine. And even then, imagine her mugshot. That joint will go viral. Somebody will come bail her out. She ain't got nothing to worry about. You already know what it is, okay? But I will say this. We got to be more careful out there. Anytime somebody come to the party and rob the whole party, this ain't no dice game. We just having a good time, and this person, hey, can I use the bathroom? And they disappear, and they come out, they got all types of shit stuffed under their shirt. Hey, I just need to run to the car real quick. Like, I think these people were somehow being very disingenuous. The woman was not wearing a bunch of baggy clothes. You can see from what she's wearing that she wasn't the type to be out there with some big-ass hoodies on. So she was just taking credit cards and IDs and booking hair appointments and just doing goofy stuff with the money. You know, you can't really do much. They didn't say she bought a car in somebody's name or anything like that. So it's all fun and games. To her, it was just fun. Just fun. But no, I'm serious. Wait till her mugshot comes out. That's going to go viral. They'll be like, oh, who is this? I will bail her out, and then she won't have to steal nothing from nobody. She's going to be in the jail stealing ramen noodles and honey buns. That's all I'm saying. Hey, when she get booked, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me move on. I'm almost done. No, I get it. I get it. She's fine. She's fine. See, beautiful is beautiful. Hey, pretty woman's a pretty woman. She's pretty. So she has privilege. There is a privilege that comes with pretty. It just is what it is. We need to stop denying it. Ladies, if you got pretty privilege, you should know you have it. And I'm not saying use it maliciously, but use that shit because you won't have it forever. You'll be a nice looking older lady at some point, but you won't have what they would call pretty privilege once you get to a certain age. It will stop. So use it while you can. But this next story here, because I only got this one and one left, and then we out. We got 15 minutes to get this done, okay? One is a viral story of a lady who went for a school pickup, apparently, in Jacksonville. So this is a WTF clip we got coming here. And apparently she got arrested for resisting arrest and biting a police officer, but the interwebs are in an uproar because they're saying that her arrest was not justified. So I want to go over it really quickly. And that way, we can all see it together. We can come to our own conclusion. Instead of, oh my, it gotta be so long. It's pretty. So Jacksonville Sheriff's Department, this is their body cam of this incident. They have stated that their officer had done no wrong. Use something called a halo law. The halo law is like a law of if people are too close, they get arrested. I think that's what I've heard. I need to study that a little bit more. No reply. If you're looking for something to look up, I want to know a little bit more about this halo law. I'd find out, but if you're bored, you know, one of those kind of things. So anyway, let's check it out. Let's see. I don't know. She could be right.
Hey, where you going?
Okay.
What is the problem? What are you doing? I need your license. Huh? I need your license. I don't know what you're talking about. That's your car. I just saw you get out of the car.
Hey, that's not my car.
Okay.
Right here, please don't please. Hey.
You right here with your student?
Hey.
You right here with your student?
This is my daughter. Please do not touch me.
Do you want to go to jail?
Don't touch me. I did not, sir. I did not do anything wrong.
Yes, you did.
I did not do anything wrong. No, I did not leave that vehicle.
Did you get a ticket?
I was the passenger.
Hold up. Did she park in the middle of the street or something? Sounds like she parked in the middle of the street. Cop don't want her to park there. Walking the kid up to school. And I guess that's where this body came.
The driver went to the school. The driver's at the school, sir.
You can get a ticket.
I will
Listen, you can get a ticket, or you can keep playing this game. Go to jail. I'm gonna give you one chance. You create the drama.
I don't want any
drama.
Hold up, right there. He offered the ticket. So why not just go ticket the car? Let the lady keep going. All right. I don't know. I'm smelling it. It smells funny already. I'm just telling you.
Okay, then.
I just came to pick up my child.
Okay.
I just came to pick up my child.
You're making this way on me.
Please don't grab me. Please don't grab me. Don't grab me. Sir, let me go. You hurting my baby. No, I'm going back to my car. Let me. Money. I mean.
You're making a big deal.
Please don't do this in front of my child, sir. No. Take me to my car, please. I will. You don't have to curse me. I will. Let me go. Please go. You ain't back to my baby. Sir, I'm not pulling away from you. You got me fucked up. Don't touch me. You don't hit me. You don't hit me.
You pull away from me again. You pull away from me again. You're going to jail. You pull away from me again. You're going to jail. You pull away from me again. You're going to jail.
Come to my baby food. Please.
I'm about to put you on the ground. I'm about to put you on the ground. I'm about to put you on the ground. Pull away from me. You're going to jail. Get on the ground.
Hold up, all this over a parking ticket? Jesus. Don't park in the school zone around that motherfucker. All right, let's I'll give it another 20 seconds here. And thanks for the definition there, no reply, for the HALO law. So apparently, if a first responder asks the person to move because they're doing their investigation or whatever they're doing, and they don't move, they can go to jail for that. That's the... Okay, that's cool. There's a child here. We're in front of the school. This is not a felony arrest.
I'm about to put you on the ground. I'm about to put you on the ground. I'm about to put you on the ground.
About to put you on the ground. Why? Oh, she's gonna get paid. She's gonna get paid.
She's going to jail. You were too close.
At this point, she's fighting now.
Get off of me.
All right. I can't with this. I can't. Let's see if they stand back up. I can't watch this. There's kids around. This officer is obviously doesn't give a damn. Thanks, IMZ, for the super chat. Purging. I'm gonna try, but I don't like these clips. There'd be kids around and stuff, and I still don't understand what the beef was. Okay, so she parked the car, or at least this is what my understanding is. Is she parked the car somewhere, got out of the car, and started walking up to the school, probably to drop the kid off. Because I've done this before, where the line be long, but it's faster if you just walk your kid up there. So you just park on a side street or wherever the hell you park, and you walk up. But I don't really see, what is this other lady go to jail too? Same lady. I thought they were talking about a HALO law as if somebody else went to jail for being around or being too close. But yeah, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. It was a traffic ticket. It was a parking ticket. So he could have just put a ticket on her car. Could have done that. But it seems like this officer was very intent on making her go back to that car and moving the car. And she wasn't trying to have that. She was trying to drop off the kid. She was doing her own thing. So for those who are the officer lovers, he did not comply. Okay? Are y'all okay with that? I'll extend the olive branch there. He did not comply with the officer's initial commands. But to the point where she had to be detained, I believe that escalation never should have really happened. If the issue was the car itself, then just tow the car or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, just tow the car. It's not like the car was a high-speed chase and she hopped out of it and was walking away from a felony traffic stop. The car's over there. If you need to write a ticket, whatever you got to do, I got to walk this kid over to the school, so you do what you got to do over there. He should have just done that. And then deal with that shit in court. But he did kind of turn it into a whole, I don't know, he kind of made it bigger than it needed to be. If it was just a parking issue. He wasn't blocking traffic per se. She was just parked in a place she shouldn't have parked. And I think he could have done better with that. That's just me. You know, I'm trying to be objective here because I know this officer is by himself trying to run a school parking situation. But at the end of the day, there's children everywhere. He got this lady by her hair. Like, this scene is over a parking situation to which the person parking is not blocking traffic specifically, and they are not a fleeing felon. This is somebody's mama who didn't feel like waiting in a line and tried to park over on the side and walk up with the kid. That's what happened. And as a result, she wasn't trying to give up her ID and all that kind of stuff because she wasn't trying to hear that shit because she was dead ass whatever her thing was. And as she stated, that the officer had her fucked up, okay? So because of these things, she was aggressively responding to the officer, and the officer, of course, felt like that was dangerous, so he felt like he needed to detain her. None of this shit is necessary if you just ticket the truck or the car, though. That's all I'm saying. If the car was the problem and you said, I'm going to have to give you a ticket, then just give her a ticket on the car, like a parking ticket. And when she come back, she going to see it. You got the tag number. Move on about your day. But no, let's fight in the middle of the rain of this lady with the dress on with her child standing right here. You need to learn to de-escalate kind of things, officers. This could have been de-escalated. It could have been. That's all I'm saying. Okay? I'm not saying the lady was right. I'm just saying it ain't had to be all that. Just like the first situation that we was dealing with when it was, what was that first one we had? I don't even know. It's been so much BS today. It's tough, but it keeps happening. You ain't got to do all that. That's all I'm saying. So we'll see what this turns out, but I think she's going to get paid. I think Ben Crump is on the way. You know, I saw him at the roller coaster thing, so Ben Crump will be on the way. He's been a little silent lately since the roller coaster thing, though, because there have been at least 2 or 3 grifts like this one that I'm normally used to seeing him go towards. He hasn't popped up as soon as he got into that roller coaster shit. So Ben Crump, if you're looking for a new grift, this lady's ready to get paid. So why don't you go ahead and take your services to her, and you can go ahead and get paid. All right? That's for Ben Crump, who y'all know I don't really like. But it's only because I just think he only does court cases, but he doesn't do advocacy like in the community. I don't see him in the community. I only see him getting paid off of court cases. So kiss my ass with that. Anyway, let's get to the last piece. All right, so guys, this last one is interesting, and it's only interesting to me because I go through a lot on this channel. I'm sure a lot of content creators do. When it comes to putting out content, there's like these rules that you got to follow in order to be on certain forums, especially YouTube. And in honor of that, I don't know if you guys know who Pete Hegseth is, but Pete Hegseth recently put some new press rules out for the press, basically saying y'all got to be nice to Donald Trump. And because of that, the press has decided, well, we're not going to cover it no more. So I'm gonna let y'all hear the story here.
Hegseth sends goodbye emoji to news outlets protesting
really?
press policy.
Okay.
By Ellen Mitchell.
All right, so Ellen
Defense
Mitchell wrote.
Secretary Pete Hegseth on Monday derided media outlets that said their reporters would not sign the Pentagon's restrictive new press policy, using a goodbye handwave emoji in responding to social media posts announcing their decisions.
Hold on, I'm set up. I'm going to switch this over. No reply got how fast an average person can cover 20 feet. Just a wealth of information. A wealth of information. All right, so nonetheless, this is the story. So Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth derided media outlets that said their reporters would not sign the Pentagon's new restrictive press policy, using a hand wave emoji because our current administration be joking too damn much, and responding to social media posts announcing their decisions. So the Associated Press, Reuters, the New York Times, Washington Post, the Atlantic, CNN, and NPR have all said that their journalists will not be signing this, and they will abide by or acknowledge that they understand the new rules, but they're not signing nothing. Many have posted statements on social media basically saying the same. Pete Hegseth had responded, and he said that they fundamentally oppose the restriction. So the issue I'm having is, well, what's the damn restriction? Okay? So the restriction is basically that they're not covering Donald Trump positively. Like they got to make it even. So if you're going to talk, if you're going to say one bad thing, you got to say a good thing. Like, you remember how in the corporate meetings, they would have like the word sandwich where it's like a criticism or no, a good thing, then a criticism, then another good thing on top. So you package the criticism in the middle and it feels good on the top and the bottom. It's called a criticism sandwich. This is pretty much what Hegseth is at. But what if people don't feel like that, Pete? What if they don't think that it's worth a sandwich? Maybe they just think it's an open face. It doesn't have two good things to say. It's got a good thing and a bad thing. Or maybe there's no bread at all. Maybe it's just the insides and they don't like it. That's all I'm saying. If you're down there and you don't like something, I want to hear that. I'm sorry, but basically, back in May, Hegseth had banned everybody from most hallways without an official escort. The decision was considered extreme at the time, but they didn't do anything. So journalists are technically not barred from investigating, reporting, or publishing stories on the U.S. military using information deemed sensitive or unclassified, but they could be deemed a security or safety risk. So the reports could be a security or safety risk. So you can't even tell them about the military. Okay. Should they even ask the department personnel for such information, according to the drafted rule? The Pentagon describes solicitation as including calls for tips, encouraging military personnel to share non-public information, as many reporters do via their publication. So you basically can't call military people and ask them no question. All right, what else we got? All right, well, it's basically saying you can't really talk about stuff that the military is doing actively or things that look bad on the Trumpster, which I think is disingenuous because not everybody's going to like everything that Donald Trump does. Like, who likes everything about any president? Like, when did that shit start? That's never been a thing. Actually, it's a MAGA thing where they seem to like everything that Trump does. Like, you can be objective. You could have voted for him and some things you like, some things you don't. You can be that. You don't have to just blindly walk into the damn flame with the guy. But Pete came out there talking about fat generals and shit like a week ago. Now he's telling the press they got to be nice and not ask so many questions of the military. And at this point, I will have to say the news stations and the actual the press fighting back, I respect that. I really do. Because you know what? I got a couple words to say to Pete, but it's really just two. Fuck you. Nobody trying to hear what you're trying to say, man. We're trying to get information. You can't tell us what information we can't get and give. That's stupid. So to the press that's trying to do it, I'm with y'all on that. I'm with y'all on that. Okay? Thank you, NPR, CNN, all of y'all standing up, putting your balls down on Pete. Tell Pete to shut the hell up and go work out and talk to the fat generals and all that. But the press is the press. It's supposed to be open. They're supposed to be free. They're supposed to be able to talk to us. And if the people on the inside can't talk to the people on the outside, then how the people on the outside going to know what's happening on the inside? So it's already been directed. There's a lot of censorship. We know it. We see it on this show and this channel all the time because of the type of topics that we cover. And because they can't figure out if the channel is left-leaning or right-leaning, it's all over the place. It pisses off the algorithm. They're like, we can't figure out how to suppress you properly. So we'll just suppress you overall. That's what happens over here. So make sure you're sharing these lives. Make sure you share the shorts when you make sure that you share this channel. Because we purge the bullshit over here. This is bullshit. Pete, that's bullshit, bruh. It is. The fat generals thing, I kind of got it. But if you talk about a general that's like 80 years old, it didn't make sense that he'd be doing the same PT as a 20-year-old. But I understood what you was trying to say. You know, let's be healthy. That's okay. I'm okay with people being healthy. But this I'm not okay with. And then you're going to belittle the press by posting on social media and leaving little emojis and shit, man. Y'all need to grow up. I know some elementary school kids that can handle debates, differences of opinion, way better than some of these folks in this administration. And it's because they feel like they can say and do whatever they want and everybody just got to do it because of the position they have. Well, guess what? These news outlets decided to say hell to the no. And I appreciate them for doing that. So I'm getting ready to get up out of here. But before I do want to say something. Hold on. have done enough playing with these. This is the purge of the bullshit. What people talk about was some bullshit. There was a lot of bullshit. We had OnlyFans scammers. We had a lot going on today. And so the question becomes, what do you do with all of this bullshit? Like, what do you do with it? It's never ending. It's a constant. And it's annoying the rest of the public that's just trying to be positive. We're trying to survive out here. And shouts again to Betsy Barker and jumping in the chat. Thank you, Betsy, but you are correct. There is supposed to be a free press. It's supposed to be op-eds going on, opinions, editorials, stories, clips, videos, and allowing the people to make their own judgments based on their eyes and what their eyes can see. The thought that everybody has to agree with the administration at all times is disingenuous. That's a lie. And when I see people that just agree with everything, you an NPC. You're not an objective thinker. You don't deserve to be around me, because when right is right and wrong is wrong, we can be objective. But if you're one of them people that just blindly follow somebody, you're not objective. And in my opinion, you're kind of an idiot. But we also have to have a few of those around, because people need to vote these people in. So you need a couple of people that won't deter or sway against the system, right? But then you need some people like us who can see the shit, smell the shit, and purge the shit. I'm going to tell you right now, if Pete does something dumb, I'm going to talk about Pete doing something dumb. If something good happens, I'll talk about something good happening. My content is based on y'all's behavior. It is not the other way around. So you don't get to tell me not to say nothing bad if you're doing some dumb shit. How about you don't do the dumb shit, and then I won't have to purge your bullshit? We won't have to purge your bullshit. Like I said, not a big fan of mainstream media, but the fact that they put their foot down, I respect it. Because you're not going to tell everybody what to say. Everybody got to like Trump. No, they don't. This is the land of debate. What we got to like is waking up and being positive and productive people. If we could all get on that, that would be helpful. But this whole idea that you either one way or the other way, that's not how I live life. Right is right, wrong is wrong. As simple as that. So some shit is right, some shit is wrong. And it doesn't matter which political party does the right thing or the wrong thing. It is what it is. If you're wrong, you're wrong. And if I see you doing something wrong, I'm going to be the first one to jump on your ass, Pete. Pause. And anybody else out there. I don't care what side you claim to be on. If you're on some goofy shit, you need to be called out and purged out of this situation, because you're not helping. You're not helping. You got people out here fighting for a cause that you yourself don't even believe in. So speaking of fighting for causes, for those that are interested, and I'm only doing this because I'm the type of person I am, they are doing another No Kings protest this weekend. Okay, coming up. If you're not aware of that, they did this a few months ago. Pretty peaceful from what I saw and where I was at. So they're doing it again. But this time around, the government is shut down. So I feel like people are going to be a little bit more pissed off on this one. So I think they should get the government working by Friday. You get the government working by Friday, the No Kings protest will be like it was last time. It'll be like a cookout. Because that's what it was, like a cookout. People was outside with steaks, handing out cold water and stuff. It was actually nice. It was nice. There was a Statue of Liberty lady walking around, you know, with a flag, waving a flag. That was pretty cool. But let's just be real. Let's just be real about it. There's going to be some bad actors out there, especially this time around. So if you're going to go out there, because I'll be out, I'm going to do an IRL that day for a couple of hours. Just be careful out here. But let your voices be heard. Don't let nobody tell you can't talk your shit. I don't let YouTube tell me I can't talk my shit. They do all the time. But I'm not letting them do it. Like, okay, fine. And that's why I put out the same clip they just hit. I'll push it to the subscribers, and it messes with the algorithm. And then they end up pushing it to more people than they normally would when they tell me they can't push it no more. It's very backwards. It's very backwards what's going on out here. But you're right, no reply. We're trying to stay number one without stepping in number two. Y'all get it. It's tough around here to have real conversation And the outlets that are supposed to be able to have it are also under scrutiny as well. That's our major media. Even they can't say what the hell they want to. And that's the major media. So if they can't do it, you get my point. So nonetheless, I got to get out of here because it is that time. Let me give my shout outs to my folks that stopped in. Of course, the new subscriber, Betsy Barker. Special shouts to you. This gong is for you. My man, No Reply in the chat. No Reply is working on some things on the AI side. We're having a lot of fun over there. So make sure if you're not part of it, you are on the Discord with us. It's for our creative side, the stuff that YouTube can't really do with us. We can do a lot more on the Discord side. So the Discord link, I thought I had it in there, but I'll put it back in there for the people that are still here, just in case, and just in case. All right? Oh, shoot, we got almost 10,000 views, man. That's pretty cool. But I need to see what the likes look like. The likes are important. So anyway, Discord link is in the chat. Shouts to No Reply as usual. Let's see who else we had up in here. Shouted out Betsy already. We had IMZ. Thank you for the super chat again. 2 super chats from IMZ. So guys, be more like IMZ. Support the channel, support the content. All right. What else we got? And this weekend, I think we're doing, I think we're supposed to be doing our gift memberships this week. Shouts to Storm 1163 that stopped in earlier. Who else we got in here? And of course, one of my favorites, Purple Groovy, one of my mods. And of course, my man Al Bond, who is the Sergeant at Arms of the moderators. So what y'all don't know is Al real family. Al Bond, that's real family. So like if I have a problem and I got to show up somewhere, he will physically be there with me. Like, you got to understand, this is real family. So that's why he's the Sergeant at Arms. Because I know off this internet shit, I could make a phone call and he'll be right there. Okay? And he's on every episode. So thank you, Al, for supporting, man. I appreciate you. Been on here with me since we first started this thing, and I do appreciate that. So anybody else, if I missed you, Jay Coleman, thank you for stopping in. And anybody else, if I did miss you, I think there was Scott Armstrong that came in. Yeah, we had a nice little crowd today. And of course, the wonderful Red Talk Anna. If she's still around, you make sure you check out Red Talk Anna's channel. She has a really great show over there. And she presents it so well. You know, she doesn't come out there with the ratchet shit. Y'all know I don't like that. So that's why I always recommend Red Talk Anna's channel, because she's not messy over there. She talks her stuff, though, but it's not messy, if that makes sense. I don't know. Some of y'all get it, some of y'all don't. Who else do we have? Allie the Snowman and her friend jumped in and said that blacks made them sick. That's fun. Who else we got? I hate when people do that. You're going to jump in here for 2 seconds and say something dumb and disappear. No, come on up. Let us roast you here. Don't just take a shot from the rafters. Come and step on the court for a minute. I will dunk on your head. Right on your neck. Anyway, but that looks like that was everybody. If I missed you, blame it on my head and not my heart. I didn't see it, but I do have some shit to do. And if you are just out here not doing nothing, just wasting your time, just being, just existing and breathing, using up the air, hogging up the traffic for everybody else, this is not what we want. We want you to be out here being productive, having the real conversations with real people, understanding that today is today only because the future is tomorrow, okay? So we got to do what we got to do. Make sure that you purging the bullshit, because if not, then you are the bullshit, all right? And we out.